I'm still kind of terrified about the whole situation.
Facebook hit list. She's on a death list that forced the lockdown of Millington High. Tonight, how this isn't her first run-in with the webpage's creator.
Deadly love. A family watches a bad relationship turn bloody. Tonight, what to do to stop toxic unions.
The sisters have failed us. They failed us. I think it was like a black-on-black crime or drugs, and they didn't care.
Killers on the loose. Charges, a trial, and a second suspect in a double execution. Find out why prosecutors say the victims' families may never see justice. Our big story tonight at 10, a former Millington Central High School student is speaking out about online threats against her that forced the lockdown of that school for several hours today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Richard Ransom.
I'm Claudia Barr. Jamal Smith was arrested and accused of posting violent threats on Facebook against several people,
including a former classmate. News Channel 3's Bonnie Kinney talked to her today and joins us now with what she learned. Bonnie?
Oh, Richard and Claudia, 19-year-old Amber Martin graduated in the same class as Jamal Smith. She says his behavior was often unusual and that he threatened her before. Today, the threats were on Facebook with words like, "These people need to die." School was on lockdown for several hours. 19-year-old Amber Martin was too, hiding in her house.
I just sat at home, called in from work, and I'm just like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't know what's going on.
The fear started with Facebook. 19-year-old Jamal Smith, her former classmate, is accused of posting violent messages about shooting up the school. He wrote, "This is a warning, man. I got a kill list." And, "I think I'm going to take my rampage out on Millington High." Among others, he named Amber Martin, saying these people need to die.
I'm still kind of terrified about the whole situation.
Martin says she was nice to Smith at school, but he wanted more than friendship. She says past threats forced her to block Smith's Facebook posts. A friend told her about the new ones.
I don't know what just automatically just kind of snapped and made him, I have no idea.
Smith was arrested at his home. Police say he had no guns or ammunition, no evidence he would have made good on any threat. Millington's police chief told us this is the first time his agency has dealt with this kind of a threat, but he expects it to be more common given the popularity of social media. And the school district vows to take all threats seriously.
Regardless of his intent, we view this as seriously. It's disruptive in nature, and if somebody says I was only kidding, not serious, we are serious. Now, this shouldn't happen.
People think their own way, but I mean, there's no reason for somebody to reach out in this extreme.
Now, this is a letter that Shelby County Schools sent home with students alerting parents to what happened. As for Jamal Smith, he's charged with the crime communicating a threat concerning a school employee. That's a misdemeanor. Reporting in the newsroom, Bonnie Kinney, WREG, News Channel 3.
Bonnie, thank you. 2 Central High School students were robbed this afternoon by armed men. Friends of the students say they were walking by the school's stadium when it happened. Police describe the suspects as 2 men in a white Cadillac. So far, no one is in custody. After the robbery, the students did the right thing. They went back to school and told the principal. The principal then called police. Tonight, police are still looking for those suspects.
All new at 10 tonight. Want hundreds of people to show up at a meeting on a Monday night? Make the topic about education. Schools were issue 1 in Bartlett tonight, and hundreds of parents were there. Bartlett is one of several Memphis suburbs looking at whether they have the will or the money to start their own special school district. There are a lot of questions, and you can imagine the people who support a Bartlett school district got an earful tonight. WREG's Natasha Chin has more. She got to hear some of what people had to say. What are their concerns, Natasha?
Well, Richard, a lot of the questions surrounded increase of taxes and the use of buildings. A lot of those answers will ultimately come out in a consultant's report in mid-January. But one thing is clear. Mayor McDonald is going to try to do everything he can. He said he would go down fighting for a municipal district.
A very quiet and orderly group of citizens handed in questions on note cards, mostly about logistics, because if you ask around, a lot of them are already in favor of breaking off into their own school district.
Well, I think number one is, everybody can say we want our own municipal school district, but the biggest question is how much is it going to cost?
The Better Bartlett Schools group asked the mayor to address these issues. He says taxes for a $200,000 home, for example, would go up at least $75, but that's where it starts to get murky.
There's still a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of information that has been put out by the press on worst-case scenarios, so everybody has these huge numbers in their head.
And he's not expecting the worst. He feels a city-run district would be the best for Bartlett children, and many in the room would agree.
While I want all children of Shelby County to have a good education, how much can the school system deal with certain issues? And I don't want the children in the county to suffer from issues in the city that the government has no control over.
The Hofstettlers have 3 children in county schools. Their minds are not so much on taxes or buildings, but the level of personal interaction with the people educating their children.
What we really want is, something that's in our community that we feel like we have input in.
The mayor said forming a district with other suburbs is not likely, but they could possibly share services like food or purchasing. Again, a lot of these details will be fleshed out during a consultant's report to the city of Bartlett on January 16th. Reporting live in Bartlett, Natasha Chen, WREG News Channel 3.
From the Underside Weather Center, I'm Tim Simpson. Things are pretty quiet here in the Memphis metro area at the moment, but now showers and some thunderstorms are just beginning to push into the northeastern area, Arkansas region here into lower parts of Missouri. These showers are moving toward the northeast at a pretty slow rate at this point. The good news is the severe weather threat, or the tornado watch to our north, was actually canceled a little bit earlier tonight, and we're not picking up that much lightning with these showers and thunderstorms either as they continue moving toward the northeast. There is a slight risk for severe weather as we head into tomorrow, but there's also another threat, and I'll tell you about that threat in our weather segment in just a few moments.
Thank you, Tim. New information tonight on a woman shot and killed near downtown Memphis. Tonight, police say the woman was killed by her estranged boyfriend. Her family had been trying to split them apart. The shooting happened this afternoon on East Butler near Danny Thomas. Wayne Carter has been on this story all evening. Wayne, what did you find out?
Well, this family's fight isn't all that uncommon, but sadly what happened today is almost as bad as it gets. A woman gets into a fight with a man she loved, a fight that went too far, too fast.
Nikita Dixon just learned her mother is dead, shot and killed outside their home, killed just the way this young woman feared.
We had bad times, but that didn't stop me from loving her.
She was a good mom.
She was a good mom. A good mom. She didn't deserve this.
They fought over her estranged boyfriend, the man police say shot and killed Tashaura Dixon. Family members say the relationship was toxic, and they knew it would turn violent.
She heard us, and then she didn't want to hear us. No, we plead and beg for her. The family asked her. Everybody was willing to take her and do this. You don't need him. You don't need him. He's no good for you. But we just couldn't get it through her head.
Dozens of people crowded the street after Dixon died. Police say she and the gunman argued behind these apartments when the man fired a single shot, killing her almost instantly.
Do you guys know if there was a restraining order?
We don't know that right now. We haven't verified it, but we'll certainly look into it as the investigation unfolds.
Family members say they tried counseling, interventions, everything to separate her from the boyfriend, but it didn't work. Now she's gone, and they're left wondering what, if anything more, they could have done to keep Nikita and her 5 siblings from losing their mother for good.
She didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve this.
And tonight, police tell us there are steps you can take to prevent this. If you're in a relationship that's gone bad or you know someone who is, officers say to give them a call at 545-COPS. We're live near downtown tonight. Wayne Carter, WREG News Channel 3.
Thank you, Wayne. In Mississippi news, hunters found human bones over the weekend in Bassfield, northwest of Hattiesburg. The Sheriff's Department says it recovered a skull and 2 leg bones in the woods. They suspect the remains belong to a person who disappeared 3 or 4 years ago, but need dental records to make sure.
Happening in Arkansas, a convicted child molester and ex-minister from Benton is up for parole after spending just 2 years in prison. David Pierce pleaded guilty to 50 counts of molesting teenage boys. He was sentenced to 10 years behind bars, but is now eligible for parole. Today, the victims told the board why Pierce should remain in prison. Pierce will have his say tomorrow.
In Tennessee headlines, an American Airlines jet flying from Philly to Dallas made an emergency landing in Nashville this afternoon. A warning light came on saying the tail cone was overheating. 145 people were on board. The pilot landed safely and another plane was brought in to take the passengers on to Dallas.
Oh, with thunder showers blowing through, how much of a cool down can we expect?
Tim says there's a little something for everybody in his 7-day forecast. Plus, you'll see this.
The sisters have failed us. They failed us. I think it was like a black-on-black crime or drugs, and they didn't care.
2 friends killed execution style. A suspect put on trial but freed. Tonight, why prosecutors say the family may never get justice.
Showering with boys. Find out what else the coach at the center of the child sex abuse scandal at Penn State has to say about the charges against him.
Plus, flying cockroaches. If you've ever been to Florida, maybe you've seen them. Well, tonight, a horror story involving flying cockroaches without wings. We'll explain when you stay up with us.